Beautiful people, wonderful people, a pleasant afternoon or evening rather to everybody. So wonderful people, I saw something, on the Jamaica Gleaners site. It says, let me look at it keenly again so that I say it correctly. House clerk threatens to immediately send home parliamentary staff who turn up with love bites. I quoted it verbatim. Jamaicans, we call it Hickey. Hickey on the neck, pon the neck. All right. Where do I take this conversation? All right, let's start here. Let's start on a sort of professional level. Protocol. Silent protocols. There are some things, wonderful people, that may not be appropriate for work, if you understand what I mean. Notwithstanding, let us hope it is not a case of maybe any allergies. And the reason why I'm saying this, I remember there was a fellow, and we saw something that that looked like Hickey was on his neck. And he said, that he suffered from some sort of a skin abrasion. I don't know if it's psoriasis or some sort of a skin abrasion he had suffered from, which stayed there for a long time. And, people were speculating and so on. So we just want to ensure that that is eliminated, because it could mean something like, you would have psoriasis or rosacea, some sort of a skin abrasion, or maybe eczema. I don't know. I'm saying it's not impossible, people, as much as it may sound that way, because his skin abrasion actually resembled Hickey love bites. All right, if that is ruled out, because of professionalism and a sort of code of conduct, you wouldn't want to know that you're going into a professional organization. Even if it is an organization, even if it's a patty shop, you don't want to go with something that is very blaring and glaring right there, because it can really become a distraction. You know how we are. People judge on the outward appearance while God judges the heart. You understand? And it may look unprofessional, it may look uncouth, it may look butu, skettle-like, if you understand what I mean. So it really may look bad. But we want to ensure that the skin abrasion was ruled out. Secondly, the parliamentarian may have been a little bit unwise. I say this because it must ring a bell. There must have been a light bulb that sent, or something was send some signals to her brain that would say, you know what, if I go with my neck like this and it is in this condition, people are going to query, especially Jamaican people. Jamaicans don't make nothing pass. Them don't make a thing pass. So you know how they are. So whether it's coming from a place of jealousy or envy, it would have been inappropriate. All right? So I think that parliamentarian was unwise in not wearing maybe something that covered the neck, or maybe just putting maybe makeup. Even if that parliamentarian never wore makeup, for that period until that goes, the parliamentarian should consider wearing makeup and get rid of the look, because it can look funny to see it on the neck. In all honesty, my beautiful people, because somebody could have asked, is something wrong with your neck? And, it creates that distraction. What bothers me, my beautiful people, is this, though. So I've laid that foundation already. Now let's go on this new foundation. What bothers me, beautiful people, is that they should not have made the cleaner. This is sort of like a high school situation. This should not have made the cleaner. It's ridiculous. It's how do I put it? I don't want to say it is weightless. And it is weightless and baseless for media. This is something that could be addressed in-house. Simple. It could have just been addressed in-house. I cannot believe that I'm looking at the Gleaner where it's talking about Hickey, love bites, whatever you want to call it. Or could I have mosquito bite, or ants bite, bug bite? For us to be bringing this sort of madness and the puerile situation to the media is crazy. It is ridiculous. we're having a lot of pressing issues in our country that should make the media, that would cause people to protest in a healthy way against anything that is unjust, unlawful, unfair, wicked, evil, sinister. This is a minor matter. You know how you have some things that they don't take it maybe to the big courts, they take it to mediation or something. Similarly, it should be treated, in a case, not in terms of taking it to mediation, meaning I'm using the analogy to say that this should have been dealt with in-house, where the individual is called and said, I'm not sure, I'm just investigating because I see some things on your neck which is distracting and it looks a little bit unkempt and unprofessional, uncouth, whatever it is. But you speak to people with respect. If I'm going to encourage you, maybe if it's a skin abrasion, maybe to wear something to cover the neck, because you don't want that kind of a distraction, and it looks, as I said, it really looks unkempt and whatnot. We don't need to get into the nitty-gritty if it is a hickey, love bites, bug bite, mosquito bite, some sort of bite. We don't need to get in. That could have just been dealt with in-house. I find that if we're defecating, we bring it to the media. If we're urinating, we're bringing it to the media. If you're belching, farting, pooping or not, we're bringing it to the media. It is ridiculous. We're big, all staring tough people. Adults from before we're born. And this sort of nonsense, madness, ridiculous thing should not have been brought to the media. I can hardly believe it. I can hardly believe it. We have far more pressing issues in our country. For example, what should have come is maybe the aftermath of the black eye, the blue eye. Meaning, those who were in solidarity with the police officers yesterday, those who were in solidarity with the Jamaica for Justice yesterday, and we hear the outcome, we hear what is a follow-up, we hear what is next, as opposed to whatever bite palm people neck. It's ridiculous. This is a sort of a high school, prep school, primary school, whatever situation. This should not have been brought to the fore, to the media. This is something in-house that can be dealt with, because the average person would not go to work with something on their neck. People are conscious of the markings that are visible and that can create some sort of distraction and create problems and create unnecessary, words being hurled at them or people coming to them. So you won't find the average person. So this is not something that is chronic or acute, or very that fundamental for it to make the news. You see, these annoying and ridiculous distractions need to stop. I think it seems as if they think that a lot of people here are brain dead, or we're very, we're puerile. We the intelligence quotient, meaning our IQ is very low, that we can only have popcorn and cheese sticks kind of conversations. That's a popcorn and cheese stick situation that should have been just dealt with in-house. Like, really? To make the gleaner, to come with madness? Beautiful people, we need to make our calling and election sure. We need to be very purposeful and strident in making Jamaica great, in mitigating crime and violence, between men and women, or among men and women. We need to mitigate that. We need to try and live harmoniously with each other. We need to embody unity and harmony. We need to bring spirituality across the land. I'm talking with Jesus Christ. We need to engage in things that are productive and that can build the economy of our country. We need to ensure that our roads and communities are kept, maintained. Wherever needs repair are repaired, the roads are repaired, the houses are repaired, and all of that. We need to ensure that family values are kept, good family values. We need to ensure that the family is still kept. I prefer that we focus a lot on the nuclear family, husband, wife, child, or children. If there are no children, so be it. We need to get back to the basics and stop the nonsense and the madness. This should not have made the media. But Love Bites or Hickey. What kind of craziness are going in this country, man? Up here, mad people here. Guys, you know what to do with TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe. Give me one of those lines, please.